When it comes to the kinds of individuals they invite into their life, Sigma males are extremely selective. They require a considerable amount of time to truly trust someone or let someone in, and the people in their lives need to be devoted and helpful. It is painful for them whenever they are turned down. Therefore, individuals engage in analysis, during which they do mental replays of the events in question, thinking carefully about each specific facet of what transpired and pondering alternative courses of action. They are attempting to get some type of wisdom or understanding from the situation at hand. They want to figure out what went wrong in order to avoid making the same mistakes in the future. In the end, they are able to reason the entire scenario to the point that they can accept it. The greater their level of investment, the longer the process will take. Because of this, you will hear more advice from Sigma males and other people to keep a protective bubble around yourself and your emotions and to not let anybody else in. They have come to the conclusion that people do not always treat you in the same manner that you expect them to. Attempting to guard oneself against it. This takes place either when they are rejected by someone they care about or when they invest in something that does not turn out the way they had hoped it would. It doesn't matter what it is. It might be anything from a failed business venture to a relationship that ended on a sour note. Both are examples. After being rejected, Sigma males require some time and distance before they are able to go on to the next step. Due to the great levels of confidence they often exhibit, the idea of a Sigma male being turned down for membership might be rather unsettling. These indicators will demonstrate to you that the Sigma male will quickly recover from his setbacks and carry on with his life, despite the fact that he may become disturbed for a little period of time. Rejection prompts a variety of responses from Sigma males, based not only on the circumstances but also on the person from whom they are feeling rejected. When this is done by someone who is not someone they are particularly close to or who they do not know very well, Sigma males are typically able to move on from this quite quickly. They don't want to let individuals from the outside have a significant impact on them or keep them from accomplishing things in an effective manner, but when it comes to the people they care about and trust, the situation may be very different for Sigma males. They are perfectly okay with being questioned by others or having their beliefs challenged, but it's a whole other ballgame when they experience a genuine sense of rejection from the individuals they care about. Since of this, it's possible for them to look somewhat distant or closed off to the other person because they don't want to expose themselves to the unpleasant emotion. Again, this does not mean that they will fully exclude that individual from consideration. They could just experience a moment of emotional distance during this time. They don't want to give off the impression that they are emotional, but in reality, they have a difficult time dealing with their feelings. After being rejected, some people might get confrontational, but Sigma males tend to take a more quiet approach. Here is a list of 8 things that Sigma males will do after they are turned down for a position. Number 1. They keep their emotions a secret. Males that identify as Sigma typically hold their emotions close to their chest and very infrequently communicate them freely. Because of this, it may be difficult for others to understand what it is that they are genuinely contemplating or how they truly feel about a certain circumstance. At the same time, this makes it easier for them to avoid being harmed by anything that is undesirable or bad. They would rather keep things to themselves and figure out how to cope with them in their own terms as opposed to exposing themselves to the possibility of being rejected or criticized. Because of this, it might be difficult for others to connect with Sigma males at times, since they rarely reveal what is actually going on in their thoughts or emotions. This can make it difficult for others to connect with Sigma males. But there is a one-of-a-kind sense of closeness and trust that exists between those people and those who are able to break down the barriers that separate them from others and connect with them. The ability of Sigma males to keep their emotions hidden may be both a benefit and a burden for them. Even if it shields individuals from experiencing emotional anguish and vulnerability at times, it also has the potential to make them appear remote and cut off from other people. They may end up feeling that no one really gets them because a lot of people have trouble comprehending them. SIG's capacity to conceal their emotions is a strength and a weakness at the same time. It may help people avoid experiencing discomfort in some circumstances, but it also makes it more challenging for others to genuinely comprehend who they are on a more fundamental level. Number 2. They begin once anew, this time with an even stronger will. Sigma males, in contrast to certain other types of men, are less likely to give up quickly when they are rejected. They don't wallow in self-pity and don't focus on the negative aspects of the circumstance. Rather, they utilize it as an incentive to do harder. Even if they are left feeling defeated or disappointed as a result of the experience, they will push through those emotions and begin working toward their objectives once more with even more dedication and self-assurance than they had before. Sigma males are able to pick themselves up after experiencing rejection and are prepared to confront whatever comes their way, despite the fact that this process may take some time. This is the point in time when people feel extremely inspired and eager to achieve success, and this is especially true if their rejection was the result of a setback in their aspirations or job. It is at this time that they are most likely to take the required actions to get back on track and push beyond any barriers that may be in their way. They frequently take pleasure in carrying out their activity in isolation, as they feel they do not require the approval or assistance of others in order to achieve success. This is the point at which you don't hear anything from Sigma for a while, and then all of a sudden, he makes a significant impact, either in his career or in other efforts. Incredible in his accomplishments, you will be amazed by him. Number 3. Rejection has the potential to liberate them. Even though it hurts so much to be rejected, there is sometimes something positive that may come out of the experience. Rejection may be a liberating experience for Sigma males, allowing them to finally break out from bad relationships or circumstances. They are being restrained. Maybe they've been in a toxic relationship for far too long or are frustrated with the lack of advancement opportunities in their current position. Regardless of the reasons behind it, rejection might be interpreted as a signal that it is time to begin making some adjustments and moving on to new endeavors. This is a feature of something which is favorable for Sigma males. They accept the concept that there are times when we have to let go of things in order to move on with our lives and create new chances for ourselves. After going through a period of being wounded and disappointed, individuals can utilize the experiences they had with rejection as motivation to get back up and try again, despite the fact that it may be frightening and overwhelming at first. Sigma males are able to use the experience as a driving force for transformation and development in their lives, whether it be in their personal or professional lives. They have the ability to break away from what is no longer beneficial to them or what makes them happy when they are rejected. And with this newly discovered liberty comes a whole new world of options and possibilities for achievement. For Sigma males, going through this may be a really freeing experience. It enables them to let go of things that have been holding them back and to concentrate on the things that are genuinely important. It's possible that this is why they seem to get over being rejected so fast and instead concentrate on the next step. They may eventually be able to break away from cycles of negativity or misery thanks to the turning point that rejection may provide in their lives. And despite the fact that this is not a simple task by any stretch of the imagination, it may very well be an essential step on the road to more freedom and fulfillment. Number 4. They give careful consideration to every facet. Logical thinking is a characteristic often associated with Sigma males. Therefore, after receiving a negative response, they will carefully examine every aspect of the circumstance to figure out where they went wrong. They can relive the events over and over in their head, pondering the many different reasons why something might have happened the way it did. Even if the rejection may have left them feeling upset and disheartened, they are determined to comprehend it and draw lessons from it so that they can avoid being put in a scenario like that again in the future. There are a lot of men in Sigma who are incredibly goal-oriented and eager to achieve their objectives. In the event that they are unsuccessful in their pursuits, they will make it a priority to stop, take stock, and figure out where they went wrong. This may require taking a step back from the circumstance and giving some time to self-reflection in order to get a more profound comprehension of both themselves and their circumstances. They could spend hours or even days studying and re-evaluating the incident, but doing so is vital in order to assist them in recovering and moving on to other things. Number 5. They do not allow their feelings to have control over them. Signal guys are often quite level-headed individuals who only seldom allow their feelings to get the better of their logic. They might not break out in a rash if they do this, or putting oneself in danger unnecessarily, despite the fact that one is experiencing strong feelings. Take, for instance, the scenario in which they suffer a significant defeat at work or in business. If this is the case, most of the time they are able to keep their calm and get on with their lives rather than allowing their feelings to get the better of them and hold them back. They are able to keep their relationships healthy despite having their feelings hurt or having arguments as long as they concentrate on locating a reasonable resolution to the problem rather than acting out of anger or frustration. One of the numerous characteristics that Sigma males possess is the ability to maintain control over their feelings. People who are able to think clearly and keep a cool head in stressful conditions are frequently in a better position to handle challenging circumstances and make sound judgments. And despite the fact that there are moments when it might be difficult, for many Sigma males, this is a fundamental component of who they are. Number 6. It's possible that they'll grow more reticent or introverted. When male Sigma males experience the pain of rejection at the hands of someone they care strongly about, as a method of coping with their sentiments, rather of associating with other people and putting themselves out there, they may become less extroverted and more introverted. They could choose hobbies that need greater solitude, such as they may become more reserved and silent among the people they care about, particularly if they spend time alone running, listening to music, or spending time alone in general. Rather than socializing with people at social gatherings, they choose to spend time alone in peace and quiet by their own choice. This is not to mean that Sigma males become antisocial or avoid socializing altogether. Nevertheless, they may take a brief step back from connecting with people in order to come back stronger and more capable than before. They are able to digest their sentiments and restore their strength if they give themselves some time to themselves and engage in activities that help them work through their feelings in isolation. They may find that working through their feelings in this way helps them become more resilient and self-assured, which is a positive outcome of the process. Number 7. Being turned down will in no way define them. Even though they may experience sentiments of hurt and disappointment after being rejected, Sigma males do not let it define them. They are aware that it does not in any way represent their worth or value as a person, but rather that it is only a little component of who they are, and as a result, they do not allow it to prevent them from progressing in life. They view being turned down as an obstacle that must be conquered. They consider the experience as something that makes them stronger and more resilient, and they view it as a chance to learn and grow as a result of having gone through it. In the long term, members of Sigma are confident individuals who typically don't give a hoot about what others have to say about them. Simply because one individual does not agree with you does not indicate that they are correct. They are certain that they will not let those who do not care about them to dictate how they perceive themselves or how they conduct their life in general. This enables individuals to get over the sentiments of rejection that they have been experiencing and concentrate on the things that actually matter to them. Despite the fact that doing so may be challenging in the present, it is an essential component of Sigma males' capacity for resilience and strength as individuals. They are aware that although if being rejected is a distressing experience, it does not characterize who they are as people. They, on the other hand, are able to view it as a chance for learning and development, which, in the end, contributes to their overall success in life. They are resilient and unwavering in their commitment to their objectives and regardless of whether they choose to attempt again in the same circumstance or go on to something entirely different. Number 8. As time goes on, they become considerably more selective in the options they select. When Sigma males go through the pain of being rejected, it typically makes them considerably more selective in their decision-making going ahead. They have a tendency to think things out much more carefully and extensively before acting, as opposed to taking chances or making judgments on the spur of the moment. This can need them to devote more time to investigating their career or company possibilities, or it might require them to be more discriminating about the individuals they let into their lives. In most cases, they will have a heightened awareness of their own requirements and standards. Sigma males are often logical thinkers who give great consideration to every choice they make before going in any given direction. They often avoid taking chances or acting rashly, opting instead to weigh the pros and drawbacks of each potential event before settling on a plan of action. Because of this, they have the propensity to be more careful in their contacts, which might give the impression that they are cold or distant. On the other hand, it enables individuals to improve their decision-making and steer clear of the pitfalls that have plagued them in the past so that they may have a more successful outcome. If Sigma is able to push through his hesitation and get over his history of being rejected, he has the potential to develop into a very strong and successful man. While the typical perception of a Sigma male is that he is distant, unapproachable, and ice-cold. In reality, he places a high emphasis on having meaningful connections with the individuals in his immediate environment. This is something that might be especially true after having had love or professional relationships in which they were rejected or disappointed. Because of this need for connection, A Sigma male will often become much more choosy when picking new lovers, acquaintances, and business associates. This applies to both personal and professional relationships.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.